Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. I am Dalton Burdett, and I'm with the amazing Nicholas Iricchio. Nick, how are you, my friend?
I am doing great because I can't feel pain.
Haha, and neither can Nathan Kane, who is the lead character of the film Novocaine, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Nathan Kane is played by Jack Quaid. The film also has Amber Midthunder as Sherry, Ray Nicholson as Simon, Jacob Batalon as Roscoe, and countless other great performers. I also want to shout out um, Matthew Walsh as Coltrane, and where is she? Oh, Betty Gabriel as Mincy. Excellent performances by them who play detectives in the movie. But yeah, this movie, as you know from the trailers, is the lead character has a condition where he cannot feel pain, and someone he is interested in romantically gets kidnapped, and he decides he's going to take it upon himself to go save her. And I thought the trailers looked fun. I was kind of like, I don't know how I'm going to kind of feel about this movie. I was very kind of, this could be a hit or miss situation for me. I had a really good time. I like this movie quite a bit. And I think that it really surprised me in some of the work the screenplay did. The screenplay did some work that I did not expect it to do, mainly in that it really takes the lead character's condition quite seriously. And it kind of explain, and I won't like, this is not spoilers by the way, but like it takes the time to properly give expectations to the audience as to how this it's noted as like a disability and how this disability affects our lead character and how their life is dramatically affected by it. And I was very like pleasantly surprised with the work that put into it to kind of really set the tone for that world and for this character. And you really buy it, and it does a great job. The script also establishes early on in the movie that the character has a good heart, is a good person. So whenever they take the actions that they take, even if it's an action that you're like, no, what are you doing? You know it's coming from a positive place. And
Mhm.
so it was really interesting to kind of see that groundwork done really well in a movie that's barely 90 minutes long. It did a really good job. I think that Jack Quaid did a great job in the role. I think Amber Midhunter did as well. I thought their chemistry was really good. There is a twist about halfway through the movie that I honestly thought really helped the movie. Like it really helped the story be a lot more interesting. And I thought it was well executed. And the pacing of the movie is also brilliant. The comedic action scenes are great. There's a lot of cringy gore, but in a really good way that just kind of makes you just like wince when you see it. The comedy works exceptionally well. I think the comedy is the best part of the movie. I think that there are jokes that uh, the audience that we saw it with, by the way, were eating up. I'd be very surprised if the movie has a low cinema score. I think it'll have a very good cinema score. And, just it was a fun ride. In terms of negatives, I would say that not all of the jokes work, not all of the steps that the characters take for their journey work. Plot wise, you have to suspend a lot of disbelief, and for the most part, you do, and it's fun. But as it goes on, there's a part of you that's still like, okay, I could have done without that, or this could have been handled a little bit better. And it's not fucking Shakespeare or anything like that, but that's not necessarily a complaint. It's just the movie has a level of self awareness that even it sometimes lets itself down on, and that's kind of the only thing that kind of brings the film down. But other than that, I had a really fun time with it. It was a fun thrill comedy ride. What did you think, buddy?
Yeah, no, I was definitely pleasantly surprised on it. I think it was sort of an Argyle situation for me where like it was the
Oh,
one trailer just over and over again, and I'm like,
yeah.
I go to the movies every week, sometimes twice a week, and I'm just like, I'm done seeing this. I'm not a big Jack Quaid fan, honestly. So like I was just like, stop showing me this. But I'll admit I was pleasantly surprised, and I think it's right. Like Jack Quaid tends to play a lot of characters that are like goofy, like dorky guy, but then they become like a dick,
Hmm.
a la Scream and The Boys and Companion. And I think his sort of charisma that he brings as a performer works best when he is just sort of that reluctant, good-hearted hero.
Hmm.
So I think he has that sort of like playful innocence about him that I think they then exploit of like, no one's gonna expect him to be a dick. Let's make him a dick. And I don't want that, you know. But I agree with you. I think the screenplay did surprise me at some times. I thought his chemistry with Amber Midthunder was great. I thought the set pieces, the not set pieces, sorry, but like the set pieces, the fight scenes, the choreography maybe could have been improved here or there, but conceptually, I thought all the scenes were unique and different. This is I don't want to call it a gimmick movie, right? But like he has this condition and they're going to play into that as much as possible, and I thought, with a close to 2 hour runtime that was going to get tiresome. And I think that they found a lot of unique and innovative ways to keep it alive and fresh and kind of always taking the story into unexpected ways with it. I thought Ray Nicholson was okay. I think
Hmm.
he was overacting just a little bit for my taste, but I don't know if that was from a character standpoint. But, he looks like his dad, and Jack Nicholson isn't in movies anymore, so sort of I'll take what I can get type situation.
Hmm.
Um, but no, I was pleasantly surprised by it. I thought that what they did with the condition was interesting. I thought, it's a cheesy action movie and with some comedy, and if that's not your thing, it's probably not gonna be for you, but if it is your thing, I think you're gonna eat it up.
Yeah, 100%. And going back to the Ray Nicholson thing, what I'll say is this is the vibe I got from it, and I don't mean any disrespect to the filmmakers. I just feel like each movie, even great ones, has that one character that's just like not as well written as the rest of the movie. And I feel like that
Mhm.
character was a very like bland villain character that Ray Nicholson was just kind of trying to like elevate somehow by being kind of eccentric and animated.
It was like Goon
And
number 3, but they gave him a storyline, and
yes,
you're like, "Alright."
yeah, and I think I enjoyed what he brought to the role. I thought his banter with some of the other characters really worked. I do think that he, it's not nearly as good as a performance as like his performance in Smile 2, for example. But I do think that he kind of did what he could with what he was given in that situation.
I
Um,
just think I think with it though, like, I almost would have appreciated because like, he's not a good person, right? And he's evil and he's sinister, but he was still trying to be like quippy and bantering with the hero. And
mhm.
I think it would have just made for a much more interesting juxtaposition had they played into like, what if he's just, Gary Oldman in Hitman's Bodyguard, where he's just in a different movie. Like, what if he's just giving it all? Like, he's trying to be the most sinister, evil thing, and then Jack Quaid's there, like, I can't feel pain. Ha ha. I think that would have. I think that paired with it, I think it would have created something maybe a little more interesting, personally. But it wasn't a bad performance. I just think that it was villain.
Yeah, no. I and,
And I
and
think there
I
was
I
much
agree
more
with that.
potential there, especially with the casting of Ray Nicholson.
Yeah, you wanted him to pull the as leader of my country, I will do as I please.
Well, yeah, but it's not even just that, right? But I think like I think it brings as an audience, you're watching this, right? There's a lot of suspension of disbelief with everything that's happening, and the intro to the character, I thought did a great job of cutting like, oh shit, like shit's gonna be real,
Hmm.
and then the more time you spend, sorry, the more time you spend with the character, I think that takes on a different perspective. So I just sort of wish maybe they had stuck to like, what if he's just playing it straight the whole time instead of trying to be goofy action hero villain?
I see. I see. No, it would have been an interesting take for sure. I do want to point out again, and I forgot their names again, but I'll pull them up. I believe it was Matthew Walsh and um,
Betty Gabriel.
Betty Gabriel. Their vibes and their performances as the detectives were great. Matthew Walsh has two killer jokes
He
in
has the
the
best two
movie,
jokes of the movie. I'll even say
and they're
that.
so like one made me laugh for like several minutes. Like it's so good, and I love when he pops up. He's always such a treat when he pops up in movies. But
It's because he has just this sort of, it's the dry humor that he's able to bring, and it's not like a Jason Bateman scenario where it's like tinged with sarcasm, like over the
mm,
top, like, oh, we're kind of winking as we're saying this. He's very sarcastic, but it's such a dry delivery that you're like, oh yeah, this guy is having a shit week. I believe everything he's saying, but what he's just saying, it's just so good.
yeah, and like I love his role in The Hangover as the doctor when they're like, great, can you tell us where we need to go? And he goes, yeah, it's at the corner of get a map and fuck off. Like I love that guy. He's so good.
I mean, if you just look at everything he's been in, though, I mean, Hangover, Elf, Ted, I Love You Man, Old School, Role Models. I mean, he's one of those. You know what? Going back to a recent video we did on the channel about
Yeah, underrated actors.
underrated actors.
Hmm.
Matt Walsh, underrated comedy actor.
Yes, no, 100%, 100%. And guys, Have you seen Novocaine? What did you think about it? Did you like it like us, or did it not work for you? Please let us know in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next review.